Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Daniel, and I wanted to give you a way to practice key number one, which is I don't know, or I don't already know. So just a quick thing, the reason why this is really important is that if we're wanting to make a profound change in our life, and a profound change in the way we see our life, the way we experience our life, the way in which it shows up in our external world, if we don't start from a clean slate, if we don't start from practicing coming from a clean slate, from a position of neutrality, from a position of bringing into the present moment all the things we already think we know about ourselves, about the world, about what's possible. If we're bringing all that stuff into the present moment, we leave so little room for that which is outside of that to impress itself upon us, to activate us, to change how we see something. So it really is something to practice because it doesn't seem to come naturally to human beings, this position of I don't already know. And I think it's because of the way our mind works. Our mind is, our brain is geared to always want to categorize, to know, to figure out what this is so we can put it in these categories that we already know, to make sense of our world, to keep ourselves safe. I mean, I think there's these very biological, evolutionary reasons why this is built into us. However, this is a position that we can practice in ourselves in relationship to how we see ourselves and see the world. So, I don't already know. So one way to say that, one way to look at it is not taking a position, not making a judgment in response to or in relation to what it is that we're experiencing. So one way to practice that is to take a little time, maybe start with 5 minutes a day. Or just start with 5 minutes one day. Just start doing it. And set aside time to say, okay, I'm going to remove myself from my life. Meaning, I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm going to shut the door. I'm just going to go be by myself for a little bit. And you're going to practice. You're going to practice taking no position, making no judgment, having no response in relationship to what you think, what you feel, what you experience. So this is a form of meditation in essence, but it's a very particular form, because the idea is not to try to change what we're feeling and not try to change what we're thinking or experiencing. We're not trying to have no thoughts. We're not trying to experience peace. We're not trying to do anything. That's something else. What we're practicing is simply having no response, making no judgment, taking no position, having no relationship to whatever it is that occurs in our experience. So here's how you do that. Here's one way to do that, is sit someplace, make your body comfortable. So the idea is for the time that you're going to be doing this practice, that you do not move your body, because the movement of the body can in many ways often happens unconsciously in relationship to something we're thinking or feeling because it makes us uncomfortable. So that's a practice, is simply not move your body. That's the first part of it for that period of time. Second part is to practice. Again, we're just practicing something. Have fun with it. Be interested. So to practice not responding to the content of what we're experiencing. So what is the content of what we experience? It's a thought. It's an emotion, a feeling. It's a physical sense of discomfort. So not reacting to, not trying to change it. Not saying that's good, that's bad, whatever. All of those are basically making a response or making a judgment in relationship to it. So if we don't know, we're simply allowing it to be. As soon as we know, then we're either saying this is good, That's bad and I don't want it. We're creating a relationship to it. We're creating a response. A response comes from that. So a position of I don't know is of immense openness, is creating the ability to actually let something impress itself upon us so that we can experience it fully. That's what we're practicing. So that's the first key. Now, in real life, when we're not sitting there practicing, there's more to do because we have to respond. We have to do something. You know, life calls for us to act, to respond. However, with these keys, we want to start with key number 1, and it means practicing something, which is allowing something to simply be what it is, period. And when we allow something to simply be what it is, we are opening ourselves up to experiencing much more of what's there that we're not seeing, feeling, sensing, because we're doing this with it all the time. I want that, I don't want that. Sound familiar? Okay, so the practice is sit comfortably so that for that period of time, whatever it's going to be, make it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however, you are not going to move your body. Second is just simply sit there, and the practice is to allow your body to feel what it's feeling physically, to allow your emotional body to experience what it's experiencing, to allow your mental body to be having whatever thoughts it's having, and to do nothing with any of it. So this is not something we know how to do, which is why it takes practice. So what you'll find is that you'll catch yourself at some point, you're moving, or you're having a dialogue with yourself, or you're wanting to push away this thought because it makes you uncomfortable, or you're like, oh yes, I gotta work that out, or whatever. You're reacting, you're responding, you're having a relationship with a thought or a feeling, and as soon as you catch yourself doing that, you just simply say, okay, stop, and go back to that place of, I think we used the word neutrality also when we talked about this before, of being neutral, meaning you're not moving toward, you're not pushing away, you're just simply being. And so for that 5 minutes, you'll find yourself in innumerable times possibly doing something that's not that. That's fine. You just keep coming back to that place of neutrality, of no response, of not pulling, not pushing, not moving. That's it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to help clarify any of this and practice this, because you will find that this starts to become a part of how you're moving through the world. It puts you in a position of actually seeing a situation, of actually feeling, of being open to the messages that are being given to you from all dimensions of life. And because you're not pushing away or pulling, I like this, I don't like this. The I like this, I don't like this that you have in your life now is giving you the life that you have now. And if you're wanting some part of that to be different, then you're going to need to be different. You're going to need to allow life to show you what it is you need to see, feel, sense, know in order to make it different. So I'm going to continue with my practice today in this beautiful forest, and I wish you well. Have fun with it. Be interested. This is, don't make this heavy. Don't give yourself a hard time for this. You're practicing something which I would venture to say does not come naturally to most of us human beings at all. And it's what will allow you to have an amazing life where all of life is supporting you all of the time, and you're there to get the message. All right. Talk to you later. Much love.